this out a little bit more, but I can't. So hello everybody, it's me, Shallow360. I'm here with a large FedEx box. See, it says large box from Ketchup CD, and I wanted to do a re-review of Ketchup CD because I haven't reviewed Ketchup CD in years. I remember I was one of the first people on YouTube to suggest people going to Ketchup CD to order CDs. I didn't say I was the first, but I was one of the first. And there was a period in time there where Ketchup CD was being used by a lot of people. And then I don't know what happened, or maybe it's just because the culture shifted, but not as many people use Ketchup CD anymore. And I thought, well, maybe it's the service or maybe it's something else. And I think I know what it is, but for people who maybe aren't of the same mindset as the folks who avoid Ketchup CD, I wanted to do a review for y'all because I still think that Ketchup CD is a top 3 website for ordering K-pop. I sincerely do. And I mean that for multiple countries. I mean that for multiple formats. I think Ketchup CD does the job. And there's just a couple little things that I don't like about it, which I'll talk about. But for the most part, I think that people need to have an opinion from somebody who not only does a lot of shopping, but somebody who has been with the website for many, many years. Like I started ordering from them, I want to say 2016, maybe. It's been years that I've been shopping with them. And when I first started shopping with them, it was because I had been hipped on some website saying these are the websites you can buy K-pop at, and somebody's like, oh, they're really inexpensive. So I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and I'll order from them. Not only were they a very reasonable price, they had excellent shipping, they have great customer service, like it was win-win-win. But at the time that I first started shopping with them, they also had a referral program. So for every person who used my code to order a CD from for their very first time, I would get a credit. And so when I first started my channel, it was a little bit, well, it was a lot more popular than it is now. My channel's like small potatoes. But at the time, I had enough people ordering CDs using my code that every time I was ordering from them, I was getting like $2 off this CD, $2 off that CD. Like I was really getting great deals. And then they changed and they quit doing the referral program, which I get it because they lose money on purchases when they do that referral program because, if you're somebody who is only paying like bare minimum for a CD, like if the CD is $12 and you're paying $10, their profit margin shrinks practically to nothing. So I get why they stopped it, but they did replace it with something that I feel like is just as valuable. They replaced the referral program with a frequent shopper program. So if you buy a lot of K-pop CDs and you're looking for a discount because you're a bulk buyer, they're a great website for you because I get 4% off of everything I buy from them. And 4% doesn't seem like a lot, but every little bit helps in this economy. But if I was like a high volume shopper, because I'm fairly low volume, if I was buying 100 CDs a year, I would have a much bigger discount. And I think that that's something that every website should be doing. So that's the reason why I wanted to talk about them, because I think a lot of people weren't aware of the referral program as an incentive to go back to Ketchup CD. Also, shipping. This is a big box. This is the FedEx large box. The shipping for this box with everything that's in it was, I want to say, $35, which compared to other websites that I was thinking about buying these out of, I was going to go to kpoptown.com. I thought about K-Town for you. This was the lowest shipping of any of the people that I was considering buying with. And I think it's because most other shops are using DHL, but Ketchup CD, they understand that in order to keep their customer base happy, they needed to have a discounted shipper, and they chose FedEx. And my FedEx shipments have always been in decent shape. They have arrived in a timely fashion. I haven't really had any issues with FedEx, and I've even been able to schedule pickups for FedEx, so that's made it to where if I wasn't home, I could hold it at the FedEx site and go pick it up because FedEx has a really user-friendly interface. And FedEx ships in a lot of different countries like DHL does. So like when I think I bought a CD for somebody in Spain to ship it to them. FedEx site worked like a dream. So that's why I say I really, really encourage people to consider Ketchup CD, because price-wise, they're knocking it out the park. Really reasonable prices. Shipping wise, they're knocking it out the park. Really reasonable shipping, and they have a good selection. And they get a lot of mainstream K-pop, of course, but they also get indie stuff here and there. And the indie stuff that they get is indie stuff that you'd want to buy. So like whenever DPR comes out with an album, usually they'll have it at the Ketchup CD site. Or if it is, trying to think, yeah, certain indie ones, the Chungmo, a rapper in Korea, got his CD off of the site. I'm telling you, they're just really reasonable, so I definitely recommend people checking them out. But let's open this box to see what's in here, because I have a feeling that my one true pet peeve with FedEx is in this box, and I have to talk about it. I have to talk about it because it is one thing that I think would leave the worst taste in people's mouths if they didn't know to expect it when they're ordering from Ketchup CD. All right, so I'm pulling out what came in here. This is what came in here, and it looks like someone has heard my cries. Okay, so do you see this right here? Normally, if you're shipping with them and you're shipping something smaller, like let's say you have maybe 2 albums, you would get your albums in a mailer like this. If you have multiple albums like I have today, you're going to get a box. In the past, I want to say 4 times that I've gotten boxes from Ketchup CD, the packing material was not this. The packing material was torn posters. And it is infuriating to see it. So like I think I ordered Red Velvet's album from them. I think that might have been the case. And it had like torn Aespa posters, like posters that had been ripped in half, crumpled up, and used as stuffing in the box. And I remember being like, but this is a good poster. Why would you do that? Uh, oh, it probably was. And I'm like, why would you do that? Like, people pay extra for posters. What the hell is going on? And this is my biggest criticism with Ketchup CD. The other one is a criticism, but it's not like a do better. Okay, so I think I feel fairly sure. I feel certain. I think whenever K-pop album resellers, like companies, not, people going on eBay selling from their personal collection. When these K-pop shops buy their albums from the record company, they're automatically given a certain number of posters for each album they buy. So if they buy 10 albums, they're given 10 posters, so on and so forth. And on Ketchup CD's website, they don't give you the option to order a folded poster. I think you can order a rolled poster, and I know that they sell posters on their site, but they don't give you the option for a folded poster. And so they end up with these surpluses of posters, because if you're somebody like me who doesn't want the rolled poster, you're not going to add it to your order, and so they're just left with this poster with no album. And as albums get older or they run out of stock, they're just left with all these posters that people don't know they can buy independently. And so they're like, okay, well, we have all of this paper sitting in our warehouse, not going anywhere. Let's use it for something. So they tear them in half, scrunch them up, and stick them in the box to keep the box from shifting. And I think that they really need to add an option on their website for you to order the folded poster. And I mean, I'm not saying to give it for free. Offer it as like $1 extra. I would pay an extra $1 for a folded poster, especially if we're talking about like a bias group. So like, let's say I was on their website wanting to buy Taemin's album, and they're like, we will give you the folded poster for an additional $1. All right, I'll bite. I'll pay $1 extra for a folded poster. Heck, depending on what kind of poster it is, if it's like a really big one, I might pay $2 extra for it. But I'd rather have a folded poster be in my package than see the remnants of a torn up poster. Like, it feels disrespectful. I know that there's no disrespect intended. In fact, they're really upcycling, but it just doesn't feel great. And so that is the thing that's probably my biggest complaint about what they do. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna And I know it takes time to fold. That's why I'm willing to pay for a folded poster, because I think they come on a roll when they get them from the K-pop company. And so to have somebody sit there and fold up posters, that takes labor, and I'm willing to pay for the labor. So that's why I say go ahead and charge people money for that. So I'm taking off the tape on this bundle of posters. As you can see, when it comes to their packing game, they use a lot of bubble wrap. Like, really and truly, if I was somebody who was selling pieces of my collection, I'd be saving this bubble wrap, but right now I'm not selling anything. But yeah, this is a ton of bubble wrap here. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Look at the layers upon layers upon layers of bubble wrap we're talking about here. It just keeps going. All right. Okay, we're finally down to the CDs themselves. Okay, let's see what I got. Okay, yay. Okay, all right. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This can't be right. Oh no! I'll have to check my order. I think my order might have been messed up. I'm glad I'm recording this. So, this is Hyolyn's album, and I thought I ordered two, and there's just one in here. There's just one in here. So yeah, I need to recheck my order, but I think they only gave me one, and that's upsetting because I expected two, because there's two covers. That's why I wanted two. But this is Hyolyn's latest album, and I think No Thanks is a fine song. I think that the album is a fine album. I think what my main issue is with Hyolyn's solo input, and this is no criticism to her as an artist, and I think if anybody knows her, she knows her, and she knows what she's willing to do and what she's not willing to do. But I did a conversation about people being solo stars. I think that Hyolyn needs the machine more than a lot of people do. And also, like, I'm just saying, I thought I ordered two. I'm going to go back and check my order to make sure I actually ordered two. But yeah, that's all. So don't get mad at them. Like, it could have been an oversight. This is the first time they'll have ever left anything out of a shipment that they sent to me. This material feels like a retread of material that Hyolyn has done before. And because it feels like a retread, it is an old sound. And I don't understand why she's not updating her sound, especially because she's trying to be a solo artist. She's trying to catch the zeitgeist. I know I've used that word in 2 videos now. In order to do that, you need to be on the cutting edge. You need to be in the forefront. You need to be ahead of trends. I mean, I'm surprised that Hyolyn isn't trying to incorporate Afrobeat into her music. I know there's some people saying that sounds like appropriation. I'm not saying to dress in a certain way or to darken her skin. I'm talking about using an Afro beat for a song, like the rhythmic sound. Anyway, um, yeah, I feel like she should be updating her sound. She can't have the same sounds that she would have done when she was a solo artist under Starship. She needs to do something significantly different. And I just feel like this wasn't it. And so I'm disappointed for her that this album is what it is, because it's not memorable. It's not an album I can see myself going back to several times, and there really was no song on this particular project that I'm like, oh yeah, that's the signature song for this era. I don't feel that way. So this is the photo card that came with it. It's a really cute photo card. I think she looks cute. I feel like she has gotten a lot thinner lately. I don't know if that's just because she's getting older, because you can look thinner as you get older. Like, there's something about like your fat deposits not being able to stay plump anymore that causes people to look thinner in the face as they get older. And that's like a biological thing. I mean it. So yeah, going through here, there's some really great looks here. One of the things that I don't think enough of us has talked about lately is that uh, Hyolyn's body is still very tanned like it was during her Sistar days, but I feel like she's putting on way lighter face makeup than she used to, and it's making her look paler. Oh, there's another photo card in here. All right, here is the other photo card that came with this. Is it just me, or does this photo card look like it belongs to the last album? Like, I feel like this particular styling looks like it belonged to the last album. But yeah, I feel like when I've been watching her on TikTok, because I am subbed to Hyolyn on TikTok, that when I'm seeing her, she looks paler. And it's just weird because it feels like it's just her face. Like, it doesn't feel like her legs are less tan or her abdomen's less tan. It feels like it's just her face. And I wonder if maybe in a bid to get more popularity with the Korean public, cash in on some of her queendom fame, that she decided that she would start to kind of submit to mainstream Korean beauty standards, which I'm not shaming any beauty standards. I'm just saying they are what they are in Korea. And so maybe she's like, I'm trying to get back in people's good graces after the bullying scandal and everything else. And they like bright skin, so I'm going to give them bright skin. I don't know. I hope that that's not the case for her, because that would be really disappointing. But you know what? It's her life. It's her life. All right, let's see what else we got in here. I have a couple of jewel cases in here, and I have one digipack in here. No, two digipacks in here. Yes, I have two digipacks and two jewel cases. So the first jewel case I have is this. This is WJSN's Sequence. I liked the song Last Sequence. I thought the B-sides were fine. I couldn't tell you anything about the B-sides, but I do like Last Sequence. I think the way that they pronounce finale was weird because they pronounce it finale. And it's just like, I don't think an English speaker has ever pronounced that word for you guys. But that's okay. I mean, it's not a big deal, because I know when I hear Western speakers speak other languages that they have no familiarity with, we do a trash job. There's one word in particular that up until yesterday, I didn't realize what a trash job Westerners do. But the word namaste. Yoga culture is a whole thing here in the United States, slim, mostly white women going to yoga studios wearing Lululemon and bottles of water, and just like, oh my gosh, I'm doing yoga because I need it for my mental health. And then at the end of the yoga session, going, namaste. Namaste is not pronounced that way. It's not. That's an incorrect pronunciation of that word. Go onto YouTube and find a native speaker pronouncing that word. It is not pronounced namaste. The accents are different. I did not know that until yesterday. So, in terms of people mispronouncing English, I would be a really shitty person to be like, oh yeah, you did a fucking terrible job, when I know for a fact they're going to pronounce English 1,000 times better than I'm ever going to pronounce anything in Korean. But yeah, I'm trying to open this because it's a jewel case, but my gosh, they don't have that little thing that they normally have where like you can wind it around the top. It's not like that, and it's making it to where I'm having a little bit of a hassle here. All right, Starship, don't want anybody to break in here and steal the photo cards. I see you. There, finally got it off. I couldn't choose whose jewel case I got, so I don't really know the names of the girls in WJSN. I don't know if this is a good cover to get or not. I don't even know who this is, but I bought it for this song. I didn't buy it for the group. And the photo card I got is this girl. I don't know who this is. I just know it's not the girl on the CD cover. But this is the photo card. And then this is the back. There's nothing on the back. And on the Hyolyn card, there was nothing on the back either. It just said ice. So, yeah, that is this. The video is cute. Their styling's okay. There was one member, I was looking at her during the video. I'm like, I don't think that they did anything to style you. Like, this looks weird. But everybody else looked okay. But there's just, okay, it's this girl right here. I don't know who that girl is right there, but I feel like they did not put any effort into her styling, her makeup, nothing. I don't know. It feels that way. Like, she looked exhausted in the video. All right, our next jewel case is this. This is from Miss Nine's Memento, and I liked Stay This Way. I thought it was a good song. My group chat people turned me on to it, so it wasn't something I found organically, but I liked the way it sounded. And what I've been doing lately with K-pop is I've been listening to the songs on Spotify before I watch the videos, because I feel like if I listen to the song on Spotify before watching the video, I actually get a better idea of whether or not the song is a good song, because I feel like sometimes with the videos you get influenced by the visuals and it makes you feel a certain way whether you would have liked the song or not. So I was really trying to stick with like giving things a listen before I give them a watch. And I like to stay this way. I thought this was a cute little project. Again, the B-sides aren't super notable, but they're cohesive. So I got this. And it came with 2 photo cards. I don't know the girls from Promise, so I could not begin to tell you who these ladies are. All I can tell you is I heard that one of the girls left the group recently, and I think it's because Hype slash Big Hit is cursed. And I think that the members of Glam said, until you do right by our legacy, everything you touch will turn to shit. Because, yeah, Seraphim has already lost a member due to scandal. One of the members of From S9 has left. NewJeans is having an issue with the fact that everybody's like, your creative director is a fucking pederast. So yeah, I feel like Hybe is really having some issues. Let me talk about that real quick. So, Min Hee-jun is a former creative director for SM, and I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, I know this person's work because I know all the behind the scenes people. I'm not that. I focus my entire efforts for the most part on the artist and sometimes what is the label doing. But I don't really look at who the creative director is for stuff. I don't always look at who writes the songs because I got shit to do. But apparently she was like a huge contributor to a lot of the signature concepts for SM groups, leading into albums, leading into videos, creative directions, artistic directions. And recently, there have been some photographs of her apartment. There have been some statements that she's made. There's been some keynotes of inspiration that she's put out there in the world that veer very, very far into pederasty. And if you don't know what pederasty is an obsession with girls kind of on the brink of puberty, like just after puberty or right on the cusp of puberty. And she's got all these posts like being inspired by a prepubescent Brooke Shields and being influenced by Lolita. And she's got pictures of a girl who's got her shirt open with her nipples exposed. And it's just like, I I know that I know that Korea is obsessed with The Transporter, which is a movie that Natalie Portman made when she was a little girl. And when I say little girl, I mean like maybe 10, 11. And she has like this black bob and she's got this gray cargo jacket on. And that look is a super popular look. I've seen K-Idols do it. And the look really took off in Korea. Like it's still a style point today. Uh, but seeking out other movies that emphasize these girls, not women, girls being involved with older people, being in semi-nude situations, being in situations where the implication is that the younger person is being seductive on purpose, that they're trying to engender sexual feelings. That is something that I don't understand how you can divorce your moral sense from the art. I get it that maybe she thinks, well, I'm not a nasty person. Like, I'm not a guy. I'm not looking at this sexually. I'm just influenced artistically by it. I'm influenced by the sexy baby concept. But yeah, for you to even think this is a concept that we should really go with, or there's something about this that will appeal to the public, it has to appeal to you first. And it makes it seem like you are a gross person. And then people were talking online about the fact that she was responsible for the concept of the Sherlock photo books for Shiny, which we talked about that before, about like Taemin and the rest of the group out there with no shirts on, posed up on the couches, and it was like weird and like, what the fuck is this? Onu was the only one. The only one was covered up. And I'm just like, somebody's got to call you out. Somebody really needs to call you out because this shit is inappropriate, and it's made it to where I have not had a chance to experience NewJeans' actual song because their song was not on Spotify when I went to go look for it, and I'm not going to watch that video because somebody put like a gif from the video of one of the girls sucking on a lollipop, pulling it out of her mouth and then sticking it into the mouth of another girl on their team, and I'm just like, no, 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 no. Absolutely not. The FBI agent that lingers around my searches, I'm not going to give him an excuse to finally issue that search warrant. So yeah, I have not been able to even experience NewJeans because I'm not going to support a visual like that. And I've heard great things about the music, but I want to hear the song without the visual and then make up my mind about the song. But I just want nothing to do with somebody who's being exploitive. But I mean, at the end of the day, are we really surprised that somebody who is capitalizing on a sexual aspect of teenagers and children is gonna make money off of that when Uncle Fans is a thing? Like literally K-pop is supported by Uncle Fan culture. And so for a woman to say, I'm going to take that Uncle Fan culture and I'm going to use it to my professional advantage, I can't say I'm shocked. I can't say I'm shocked. All right, I got a digital copy of Aespa's album. I also have one of their large, like, magazine ones, but it didn't come with a photo card because I bought it used. But I bought this little digital copy because I wanted to. And apparently, this is Winter's Armamenter. This is them on the back with their weapons. This is her armamenter. I bought this because I wanted to see what kind of photo card I would get, but I also bought it because I wanted to see if they had that same weird description of everybody's weapons in English in this one, because I have a feeling it might, but I was just curious. This is the little poster that came with my album here, and looking at this picture, I'm assuming that this is Winter. Am I correct? I think this is Winter. And got the, yeah, it is. I knew it. I was like, I was thinking that maybe it was just like that for the English edition, but no. That same weird ass English is on the back of the booklet for the digipack as well. Man, SM, it's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. And it looks like I got Giselle for the photo card, which I got her in my English copy. Wow. You just don't want me to have anybody else, do you, SM? You're not going to make this girl my bias. It's never going to happen. I've already told you it's me and Ning Ning for life, but thank you for attempting. But yeah, now I have two of the exact same Giselle card, plus I have three Ning Ning cards. All the same. Crazy. All right, let's go to this. I got STAYC's We Need Love. I have come to enjoy STAYC's music. I bought STAYC's Young Love, which was the previous release from this one. I heard this song, thought it was good, and so I decided to buy it, but I didn't want to buy the big version because it is just a single. It's not even like a mini album. It's a single. So I'm like, I will buy what I feel is appropriate singles packaging. And so I got this. And again, it's a digipack, so it's a little bit difficult to open. I, you know what? This is not ugly packaging. It's very plain. It's supposed to look like embroidery. It's not ugly, but I feel like this part We Need Love should have been raised. That way, when you hold it, even though it's a digipack, it would like feel raised and it would add some texture and some interest because with it being flat the way it is, it just kind of looks cheap. It's not ugly, it just looks cheap. And this is the poster we got in here. Again, I don't know any of the girls from STAYC. So you're gonna have to tell me who this is. I have no clue. But this is a really nice picture. I actually like this picture a lot. Even though it's taken through a window, I think it's really cool. This girl has on painted on freckles, and the reason I know that is because the freckles are long. FYI, if you're gonna put freckles on your face, as somebody who owns freckles, most of the time freckles aren't long. If they're long, it might mean there's skin cancer involved. So when you paint on your freckles, try to paint them on round instead of long. Her freckles are painted long. Just a makeup tip, that's all. No criticism to this girl. She still looks really beautiful. I actually really like her makeup. What I like about her makeup is I like the way they did her lip makeup because it's that same bruised look, but it's not all centered in the middle. It kind of goes all the way to the lip line. I like that. All right, let's see. Was there any photo card in here? Yes, there is. Here is the photo card that came with this. No clue who this girl is, and based on what's written on the back, I don't know who this child is. But good for her. Glad to get your card. And Then it's got this like little bitty photo book here. We Need Love, again with the embroidery. Um, I think this is good styling for them. They're always doing something different every single time we see them. It looks like they're trying to give them a more natural styling than what they've had in the past. I really, really like this. I like the diamond freckles. That is a cute look. I like that a lot. But yeah, good for them. I am not really into the group for their visual. I am very much more here for the music, but it is nice to see their visual stepping up because I think they're starting to get more popular. And I think one of the ways to boost their image in Korea is that you're really going to have to play up their visuals, because when it comes to K-pop, visuals to me seem like they play more of a part in your success than even your music. All right, so outside of that, I also have these two things here. So I have this Big Naughty album, which I almost didn't get because it was $22 before shipping. And then I have this Undo, which I had to get this because I've gotten every single release she's ever had before. And also, do you hear that? It's in a tin. It's in a tin. I couldn't pass by. I really hope that she's doing okay. There's been some talk about how, P Nation is just not a great place to be. We talked about the fact that Jessie is leaving uh, P Nation. And so I was like, I hope that she's happy there. I hope they're giving her what she needs and what she wants and that she's being taken care of. But you know what? Ailey is her and Robbie. Ailey was signed to Robbie's label. Ian from Mamamoo also signed to Robbie's label. And Ailey is leaving after, I think, less than a year. You just don't know anymore. Like, honestly, everything that sounds like a good idea on paper, in reality, just you have no way of knowing how anything is going to go down. So I feel like at this point in the game, I'm not going to get excited when I hear that people sign to various labels, because really and truly, we have no idea what the hell is going on. We don't know if these people are going to be happy. We don't know if these people are going to be sad. We don't know if these people are going to experience bias. We don't know if there's going to be blackmail. We don't know if there's going to be a bullying scandal. We don't know if they're going to complain about under promotion. We have no idea what happens to people. So at this point in the game, any excitement about somebody going to a certain label, unless it's like one of the major four, I'm really not gonna be excited, because yeah, you just don't know what's waiting for you on these independent labels. But this is the back of the slipcase, and then this is the front, and then this is the white tin that the album comes in. This girl, she has got more formats for her albums than most K-pop boy bands do. Like, I've gotten Jenga from her before. I've now got this tin. I've gotten booklets. I've gotten baggies. I've gotten boxes. Like, I've gotten every format you can get for a K-pop album from this woman alone. And I just don't understand. I'm just like, I would appreciate if she would have consistency, but also I feel like maybe she's one of the people like, I just want to do something different. And so I'm like, I respect it. And you've never given me something that I'm like, this is really cheap, I would have never paid this price for. It's just more like, damn, when I'm trying to put all your shit on my shelf, I can't put them together because one is this big and one is this big. It's just very difficult. Inside is a pencil. Inside is a pencil. Girl, what are we doing? What are we doing? The pencil does say Undo, which is the album name on it, so that's unique. That's interesting. That's different. And then it's got photo finishing from Undo. It's got a packet of photographs, it looks like. Yeah, it's printed on the back like it's a packet of photographs. I really don't feel. Oh, it's open on the top. I thought that this was sealed, but not. It's open at the top. I was like, I really don't feel like tearing this open right now. Why does this sticker? So this is a sticker sheet. But it's mine has got like a little damage on the back. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that, but mine has a little damage on the back. And then we've got this photo card, which is a see-through transparent photo card. She looks beautiful in that picture. And then we've got this photo card signed on the back. And then we've got these individual photographs, which are really cool because they look like the old photographs that you used to get when you would process disposable cameras with like the timestamps on them. So that's really cool. And I'm not going to show them all because this is not an unboxing video. This is about a review. So there's all that. And then there's also a book back here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You better not be in there floating. Okay, there's that. There's this thing. Ah! Look who's floating in the bottom of the tin. Look who's floating. Damn it. Okay, okay. Maybe it's just the adhesive got hot and it let go. But yeah, this is the bottom of the tin, and this is the CD. And the CD looks like the stickers, like the sticker sheet. It looks like somebody put those stickers on the CD, and then it looks like a burn CD that somebody wrote the title on with marker. Conceptually, that's really cute. Come on, that's really, really cute. But yeah, I hate when those little styrofoam dots move. Well, they're not styrofoam. They're made out of some kind of foam, but they're not styrofoam. But yeah, I hate when those things move because hopefully that CD is not all scratched up in there. That would be concerning. And then there's this, which is a paper car. I guess you're supposed to punch it out and then turn it into a car. That's fun. That's different. More in the tradition of her giving us activities to do with her packaging. Then we have got this, which is a composition book. Makes sense since we got a pencil in the box. And it's blank. Oh my gosh, it's blank. This bitch really thinks we're going to write in here? I'm sorry, girl. Ma'am, after paying, what, $16, $18 for this, do you seriously think I'm about to either sharpen this pencil or write in this notebook? Hell no. These are collector's items. Sorry about that. And then you get this kind of thin photo book. It's glossy paper, which is weird. It's glossy on the outside, and then it is kind of a matte finish on the inside. So yeah, that is that packaging. Nice. I like that. So, and then the last thing I'm going to open is this Big Naughty album. There you go. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk about a couple other things that I've listened to since the last time I talked to you guys. So I listened to Zico's latest release. It's his first release under Hive labels since they bought his imprint and since he got back from the military. It's called Grown Ass Kid. I have not watched the videos. I know there's more than one video. I have not watched the videos because, like I was telling you guys earlier, I've been trying to listen to the music to decide if I want to buy the albums. After listening to the music, I want to buy the album. I just haven't figured out which one I'm going to get, but I want to buy the album. Oh no! I opened it up upside down and look, everything lifted out the back. Damn. But I mean, it wasn't glued in, so that it's not a defect. It's like literally there's no glue here. So this is the way it opens, kind of like a music box or a jewelry box. And there's your CD right here, and then there's this area right here, which is supposed to be like a picture frame, I believe. I don't know if you can actually use it as a picture frame or if it's just meant to look like. I think it's just meant to look like that. And then there is posters. Looks like there's posters in here. Yeah, posters. So poster, and looks like this is another poster. Yes, this is another poster. It's another poster right there. And this is the photo book, I guess. And there is a photo card in there. And oh, there's two. Why is this child? Why is this child posing like this? I'm not saying that to be rude to anybody, but like both of them, he's posed like somebody just stepped on his foot and he's going. Okay, I guess that's the new pose that young men are doing to look cool. Is like, I guess. All right, so yeah, and then there's like pictures inside of here, artistic poses. I don't necessarily believe that this was worth $20+. I understand that maybe it costs a little bit more because it's heavy, because it is heavy. But in terms of content, this really could have been $18, maybe 16. Honestly, if we just like get really low. In fact, you could have digipacked this. I would have taken this as a digipack. But anyway, that is everything I got in my Ketchup CD haul. Now let me talk to you about the last thing I was going to talk about regarding why people don't order from ketchupcd.net. So I was on Twitter as per usual, and I saw an article. I saw a headline for an article from Sumpy saying that NewJeans' album is going to be or is the fastest selling or the highest selling pre-order of any female girl group debut, which I understand why, because they made a point of putting out the music before the pre-order. I feel like there's a lesson to be learned when it comes to K-pop. You can get more pre-orders if you let us know what the fuck we're ordering. But I digress. Anywho, the article was saying how NewJeans, this album is the highest selling debut pre-orders of any girl group in K-pop history. And I was thinking about pre-orders, and I'm like, this is the reason why people don't order from Ketchup CD. People don't order from Ketchup CD because you cannot pre-order. And it's funny because I remember going on their website and I was looking for an old album for an artist who had an album coming up. I want to say that I was on there looking for Shiny maybe, and I was looking for an older album, and then they showed the new album, and the new album had been announced, and I'm like, oh great, that's awesome, I'll go ahead and pre-order it. And it said out of stock, and I'm like, that's crazy that they finally started doing pre-orders and already they're out of stock of this album. That's not what that means. When you go to Ketchup CD's website and it says out of stock, it can mean two things. So you have to look at the release date. If you look at the release date and the album has not been released yet, they put a big warning under there that says, this album is not out of stock. We just won't let you buy it until it comes out. So, like, one of the albums that I wanted to buy, I thought about buying ATEEZ's new album, just one copy. And it doesn't come out until the 1st of August in physical. Like, that's the actual release date. So on their website, it shows their new album being out of stock. It's not really out of stock. You just can't buy it yet, right? Well, because pre-order culture and making headlines for pre-orders is such a thing and it's become such a big part of fandoms, Ketchup CD loses out on a lot of traffic because they are not allowing people to pre-order. And I'm not saying that they have to allow people to pre-order. In fact, I think it's actually a more fair way to buy things of just making sure you're there on the day it comes out and buying it ahead of time. But I do think that that makes it to where Ketchup CD is a great website for people who don't necessarily have the funds to buy things weeks before they come out, for people who aren't concerned about breaking sales pre-order records, for people who literally are just like, I heard this song today that came out and I really like this song. I'm going to go to this website and I'm going to order this album. Because a prime example of that is this little album right here. Prior to this album coming out, I went to multiple K-pop websites in the US. I went to Music Plaza and I went to Choice Music LA. I know we're not supposed to order from them, but I still do sometimes. Don't hate me. But I went to multiple websites that ship here in the United States to consider pre-ordering. And this was like, I want to say maybe 2 weeks before the album came out, and it showed as sold out for pre-order. And I'm like, damn, these bitches done got all the records already. And so I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to be pre-ordering it. I'll just buy a used copy later on. But why is it sold out everywhere? And then I went to a couple other websites. It was sold out there too. And so because it was sold out everywhere on pre-order, I'm like, you know what? Doesn't bother me none. First, I know that it's going to be at Target. But two, I know that Ketchup CD has got me. And bitch, they had me. Like, this album has been out for what, two and a half weeks now? And yeah, I ordered it last Friday and here it is today. It was not sold out. And I think if you were to go on their website today, which is the 29th of July, 2022, those albums are still available. A lot of people, because they're not checking for Ketchup CD, they don't really sell out of stuff as fast as other people do. Cold's single, Happy Birthday, I bought it late. And when I bought it late, I was like, okay, well, hopefully I'll be able to get it. And sure enough, got it. And they still have copies. and his stuff sells out so fast. Cold stuff sells out so fast. They still have copies. They do sometimes sell out of stuff, like certain things that are like just hyper popular, or maybe stuff that doesn't come in large quantities. They will sell out, in a couple of days. But for the most part, on the day of release, unless it's like a super limited amount that they have available in stock, if it's like the major labels, the major artists, you can buy their stuff there the day it comes out if you weren't able to pre-order. You can buy their stuff for like 3 or 4 days after it comes out if you weren't able to get pre-order. And I think that that's an important aspect to be able to have, because some of us need to pre-order because that's how we budget. Like some of us are like, okay, I need to buy it now because I can afford to buy it now, and then when it comes out, my rent's due then, so this is going to work out for me. But then there's other people who need to see how much the album is and decide, okay, this is a $20 album. Do I want to go ahead and pre-order it and I don't even know what the music sounds like? Or do I want to wait until I've watched the MV, listen to the song on Spotify, and then because I like the song, I'm going to buy the album? And I think that that's where I am right now when it comes to most artists. Like there's some people that are automatics. Like for instance, Hyolyn, I knew I was gonna buy her album when it came out because she is one of my favorite artists, and so I'm gonna support her. But like WJSN, I have never in my life bought a brand new WJSN album. Never. And I could not even begin to imagine being a person that pre-orders their albums. Not after all these years. And so, of course, for their hyper fans who are like, no matter what it is, I'm gonna buy it. I know who you are because I'm like that with Shiny. Go ahead and strive for pre-order. Go ahead and do that. But for those of us who are like, this is not a discography that I normally follow, then yeah, I want to hear the song first. I heard the song, now I want to buy it. And I think that that's just a really great resource to have in your back pocket, is knowing even if all the pre-orders are sold out here, there, and everywhere, I can go to Ketchup CD on the day that the album comes out, and I'm going to have a greater chance of being able to get it. I got my Red Velvet albums from them, the music boxy ones. I bought the two of them from Ketchup CD the day the album came out, even though pre-order wise they were sold out everywhere. I got two because they were there on the very first day that it came out. And so I just went the day it came out and I bought it, and there it was. And so I just feel like it's a good resource to have. I think we're always looking for different places to buy stuff, and they're a really reliable company for me. And outside of the fact that I think I may have been shorted by one album, outside of that, they've been super reliable. And because their customer service is so good, I can show them this unboxing and then they could be like, oh no, crap, it is actually not there. So sorry, I'll give you another one. Because they're like that. Because they're like that. Now, if you do that because you're a scammer, fuck you. Don't do that to them. They don't deserve that. Because I know there's some people who pretend like they don't get stuff just so they can like get their money back or whatever else. Like, don't be that person. Don't be that person. That's really rude. But anyway, just thought I would put this out there, give you guys this review because I think it's important for people to know what they're getting when they're out there shopping. And I think especially in what's about to be a recession, if it's not already a recession, a lot of us are looking for ways to stretch our dollars, especially when it comes to pleasure products like K-pop. And so I feel like this is a good thing to do. Before I leave, I already mentioned my desire to buy the ATEEZ album. It is because I listened to the ATEEZ single Gorilla. I had cooled off on ATEEZ. The project that came out before the one today, I didn't even try to buy it. Didn't even try to. And in the past, I used to buy one of every version of ATEEZ albums. I'm not on that ship anymore because honestly, their music was sounding too samey, samey, samey. Um, but I listened to Gorilla and I really, really like the sound of it. I really, really do. It is a fusion of kind of rock and hip hop. It reminds me of like, I don't want to say Linkin Park, but it kind of reminds me of Evanescence, like that kind of style of rock and pop mixed together. And I thought that Jungho sounded fucking amazing, and I hope that he has got a good vocal trainer to keep his throat loose and lubricated because he is singing very hard on this album. But I thought that he was amazing. I thought the rap sounded good. I thought that the rock elements of the song sounded very organic. They did not sound forced. And I thought it was a cool departure for them. So I was really excited about it. I went on Spotify to listen to the album, and I liked Cyberpunk. For some reason, Cyberpunk reminded me of early Lady Gaga. Don't know why. I liked New World, and I thought that the album sounded okay. I don't think it's enough to change my mind about going back to buying multiple versions of their albums. Like, I really was only going to take a chance on one copy, but I'm glad to see ATEEZ finding their niche. And I think now I'm pretty certain that ATEEZ's niche is like gym bro K-pop. Like, if I had to describe them to anybody, like, what kind of music does ATEEZ do? Gym bro K-pop. That is the kind of music that they do. So yeah, I'm really hoping for them. I'm really hoping for them. And then, of course, today being the 29th, you know that the other album I listened to that has absolutely nothing to do with K-pop was Beyonce's Renaissance. When I tell you, I'm a Beyonce fan, but I'm not a Beyonce stan. I remember being disappointed when Latavia and Latoya were fired from Destiny's Child. I remember thinking, Beyonce, why'd you let your daddy do that? But over the years, I have gotten a sincere appreciation for Beyonce as an artist, Beyonce as a public celebrity. I like the way she carries herself and the way that she is so much classier than me when it comes to the wild ass rumors that people have about her, her personal life, and the way you think people talk about her children. Like, it's crazy. Anyway, Renaissance came out. It came out like midnight last night. I didn't listen to it at midnight because I'm an old lady and I was asleep, but I got up this morning and I listened to it, and it's so good. It's so good. Oh my gosh. First of all, you have to be a fan of the idea of disco. If you don't like disco, if you don't like the idea of disco, if you don't like sweaty club house music, if you're not into very, very gay vibes, this is not an album for you, because this album is for the gays and the girls. This is what this album is for. Lots and lots of ballroom culture references throughout the entire album. The last song is an interpolation of Donna Summer's "I Feel Love." Like, there's a lot here. There's a lot of context here. But if you love these things, if all of these gay things that I have just described are for you, then this album is for you. From the very first moments of I'm That Girl to the very last drops of Summer Renaissance, this album is for you. Beyonce sounds amazing. Beyonce's vocals on this album, two songs in particular, Virgo's Groove and Plastic Off the Sofa. The things that she's doing with her vocals are things that virtuosos do. Like, she's not playing with you. She's not giving you a little bit of trebly runs. Like, this is gonna sound shady. Beyonce is no Ariana Grande. A lot of times when people talk about the pop girls who could sing, they think about Ariana Grande and like, ooh. Beyonce has the voice of a grown ass woman. So there's a lot of bass to it. There's a lot of depth to it. It's a heavy voice. Beyonce has a heavy voice. In Virgo's Groove and in the ending parts of Plastic Off the Sofa, Beyonce's up here. Beyonce's way up here. And she's doing this number to get up there. And she's doing this number going back and forth between being super duper high and super duper low. The the singing, the singing that Beyonce is doing on this album is a masterclass study in what a seasoned vocalist can do under optimal circumstances. I am certain that Beyonce was drinking lots of tea. There was a humidifier in the room. She wasn't talking until the moment she needed to record. And even then, she was doing vocal warm ups, but nothing else. Like, she sounds amazing. She is giving so much. And this album has no ballads. That's another thing. This album has no ballads. There's no Halo or If I Was a Boy or any of like the slow stuff that you think Beyonce wants to give you. No, this album goes. It goes. There's some mid-tempo stuff on here, but other than that, it is a non-stop dance party. It is It is E on an album. And I was shocked. I was shocked how good it was. I'm That Girl is probably one of the most experimental songs on the album. Like, it is very much, you cannot place this. This does not have a classical structure, what most song structures are. But yeah, if you thought Break My Soul was the best song on the album, depending on what your taste is, you're going to be highly surprised. There's a lot of really good deep cuts on this album, and I'm excited. I'm really excited. I have to find somebody to buy the vinyl for me, but I'm really excited. The reason I have to find somebody to buy the vinyl for me is because I was going to order the vinyl, and her website kept telling me that they could not ship to my address, and I'm like, the fuck do you mean you can't ship to my address? I'm in the United States. But Beyonce's website keeps kicking me off, so I haven't been able to buy the vinyl. But I have the money, Beyonce. I want to buy the vinyl and a t-shirt. Please, please talk to your website developers. I just want the t-shirt of you with the dress on, and I want to buy the vinyl. Please, please, Beyonce, please let me buy from you. But yeah, oh, it is so good. It is so good. It's so good. I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. And then something else came out. Oh, I don't think it came out today. I think it came out a couple of days ago. But DPR Ian came out with an album. It is a continuation of his Mito series. So the first series was the one with the mirror packaging. The second one is like Mito Red. It's on Amazon. Thank you, Alondra, for letting me know. But I like DPR as a collective. I think DPR is super talented. I'm always looking forward to their music whenever I get a chance to listen to them. But I don't think I, I don't think it was until now that I realized that Ian cannot sing. There's a lot of vocal processing on the album, not like auto tune, like super robotic, but there's just some vocal processing. But like, the tracks are good. Like, the actual background of the song, the way the song sounds musically is good, but the vocals are so flat. It is such an uninspired performance. It's like painting by the numbers, it's singing by the numbers. And I'm so disappointed because one of the things that I've always liked about DPR Live is that I can always feel like something interesting about his voice. Even if his voice sounds the same in every album, I still feel like there's something interesting and connected about the way that he vocalizes his thoughts in albums. DPR Ian's previous mini, I remember thinking it was okay. It wasn't my very favorite, but I thought it was okay. But this one, I spent the entire time listening to it being like, this would be such a good album if this was given to anyone but him. Like, if he took all of the music from this album, ripped off his vocals, and handed it to somebody else, this would be an amazing project for somebody. But as it stands, this is not great. I'm not impressed. Not impressed at all. So I'm debating on whether or not I want to buy it, because you can buy it on Amazon. It's on Amazon. So I'm like, I could buy it there. But I'm just like, do I want to spend the $20 on it? Because it's not that great. It's not that great. But I don't know. That's a thought for another time. But anyway, I've been on here for an hour. I hope you guys have enjoyed this live stream. I hope you guys will go check out ketchupcd.net. I don't have a referral code for you, so I don't make any money off of doing this review. I don't make any money off of anything that I'm doing on YouTube. Like, my monetization is off. If videos are monetized, I'm not getting a penny of it because my monetization has been off for a minute. But I wanted to share something with you because, again, we're in times where it's just so expensive to try to buy K-pop. And, if you're not going to stick to Target only albums, this is another way for you to get things, especially because we've got a lot of big albums coming up. We have SNSD coming up. That's a big deal. So, if you're willing to wait until the day the album comes out, maybe get it from Ketchup CD. Try that out. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Oh, almost forgot. Blackpink did a song with PUBG Mobile that came out last night. I saw the video. Um, I thought the song was good. I thought the song sounded like their music. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a song that's already been released. Am I wrong? Like, is it an already released song that they just added PUBG visuals to? Correct me, please, because I really don't know. But maybe it's because it had visuals is why I could know that certain parts of the song were sung by certain people. Like I can always tell when Rose is singing something. I can always tell when Jisoo is singing something because Jisoo has a much deeper voice. Rose always has a voice that sounds like she's in a hurry. But I don't think I ever really paid attention to what Lisa's singing voice sounds like. And she has some singing moments in this song that I'm like, yeah, I need Lisa to come out with her own album. Like I realize everybody loves Blackpink, good for the group, but I need Lisa to come out with her own album because her singing is not better than Rose at all. In fact, I would say her singing probably is just under Jisoo. But it's still really good. Like for what it is, it's still really good. And I knew her singing was decent because she sings on Money, the dollar bills. She sings right there. But I remember thinking like it's just a little, maybe it's a little too high, the singing, and that's why it comes across a little bit whiny. But yeah, listening to her on this, I'm like, yeah, let's give her some more singing to do because the lyrics for this rap are stupid. Like the rap is, they always write silly raps for her. But anyway, yeah. Thank you so much. I gotta go. I gotta go back to work. I know I shouldn't be at work anymore, but I got shit I gotta do today. Today's a busy day. But anyway, thank you guys. Bye.